Hello everyone, I'm Ephraim here. So today I'm just gonna talk about the Panasonic V380. There are a lot of new features that Panasonic has included in this new camcorder, and now it's almost the mid of 2016. Oh, by the way, it's the mid of 2016. So if you are planning to buy a camcorder and you are still searching for one, for $300, I can highly recommend you this Panasonic V380. So for your information, Panasonic V380 is an upgrade to last year's Panasonic V270. So why did Panasonic actually use the number 3 instead of using V280? It's because Panasonic has made the V380 slightly better compared to the 2 series model. So in this video, I'm just gonna share with you some of the new features that Panasonic has included. So on the right, you can see that I put the 3 new features over Panasonic V270. So first of all, I'm just gonna start off the first new features that Panasonic has included, which is the 50 megabits per second MP4 format. So in my opinion, what I really love about this 50 megabits per second MP4 format is that it gives you much better bitrate to actually record your video. So for your information, Panasonic usually keep this 50 megabits per second MP4 for their higher end camcorder like the Panasonic V750, the Panasonic V770, as well as their higher end 4K camcorder that also does 1080p Full HD as well. So you will not see this 50 megabits MP4 format on a lower end Full HD camcorder. So this year Panasonic has included it in their lower end camcorder, which is the Panasonic V380, and I'm really happy that they did. So if you have been asking what's so special about this 50 megabits per second MP4 format, so usually FVC HD or standard MP4 format usually film at 28 megabits per second. So that's the standard bitrate for high definition. So a higher bitrate actually allows more data to be captured in the 1080p resolution. So what's so good about this 50 megabits per second is that if you are actually filming, for example, outdoors, landscape, most of the time is in the daylight, you will not see much of a difference whether if you compare it to a 28 megabits per second video and also a 50 megabits per second. But if you are filming, in a lower light condition or much challenging environment where there's movement and where there is lighting is really poor, the 50 megabits per second actually helps in giving you a much higher quality video. So this 50 megabits per second MP4 also helps a lot if you are doing editing on your computer. You want to do some basic corrections of the video like the brightness, contrast, and so on. This actually helps to maintain the image quality to give you the best out of your camcorder. So moving on, the next feature that I love about this camcorder is that now it offers a 3-inch 460K touchscreen. So what's so good about having a larger touchscreen is that it's easier for you to navigate. You also have a higher resolution screen to actually see what you're actually filming. Panasonic actually included this a LCD screen, the 460K 3-inch touchscreen on their V550, their W570, and also their W580. It's nothing new, but this higher end touchscreen usually available in their more expensive Full HD camcorder, but now on their slightly cheaper camcorder, you actually get this a 3-inch 460K resolution touchscreen. So I'm really happy that Panasonic included it. So the third one you get is the wireless multi-camera. So this wireless multi-camera may not be useful to every one of you, but what I think that this Panasonic has included this time to this V380 is a good move. Wireless twin camera is actually allows you to pair up multiple smartphones to your camcorder, so you can have a picture-in-picture video, so that you can actually film a multi-angle video to make it more interesting. So I would think that this feature is more of a thing that you use it for fun than to use it, you know, for any other purposes. So this wireless multi-camera is a thing that you may want to explore it. It's pretty fun because you can be able to film different angles, and you can use your smartphone as the secondary camera. So this is one of the very useful features that I think it is quite nice to have it, you know, just to have some fun with your friends and family. So okay, so now I'm on Panasonic V380 page. So as you can see that Panasonic V380 actually uses a new body compared to Panasonic V270. So if you guys have not know how Panasonic V270 looks like, it's a much smaller body compared to this V380. This V380 has a larger touchscreen, like I've just mentioned just now. So this body actually is more or less same as the W580 camcorder, just that it does not have the extra sub camera on the LCD screen. So let's move on to the bottom of the page. So as you can see that Panasonic signature zoom is that it offers 50 times optical zoom. So what's so good about 50 optical times zoom is that it is really very useful if you are filming things that are really far and you really require the extra reach, and you can go all the way up to 90 times intelligent zoom. So how good is 50 times optical zoom and all the way to 90 times intelligent zoom? So I'm just going to show you an example how good this 50 times optical zoom is. Okay, so now I'm filming on my Panasonic V270. So it's now at the widest angle at 28mm. So this is the widest. So I'm going to go in all the way to 50 times optical zoom, and you can see how close it can get. Okay, so now it has almost reaches a 49 times optical zoom, a little bit more. Okay, this is about 50 times optical zoom. So you can see how close it can get with 50 times a optical zoom. So if I move a little bit more to 90 times, I can actually get a tighter image, but not a lot. But you can see if I move all the way to maximum. Okay, now it's at maximum. This is 90 times intelligent zoom. So but usually I don't recommend you to go all the way to 90, because it's not really an optical zoom. It's more of a computer interpolation where they actually use to improve the image quality from what it has shot from the optical zoom to further extend the range. So I will usually recommend you to use all the way up to where the optical zoom is, so that you can get the best image quality. So another features that I love about this Panasonic camcorder is that it offers 5-axis hybrid OIS. So this 5-axis hybrid OIS is really good if you are filming things that are really far, and this really helps to compensate it so that you will not have any unwanted shake, so that it still maintains a very good and stable image. So let's just try out, and I show you what's the difference between turning off the OIS at all and turning the maximum OIS, which means that is the hybrid OIS. So okay guys, so now I'm recording with the optical image stabilization turned off. Okay, everything is turned off, so now it does not have any optical image stabilization, and I'm actually hand holding it. So you can actually see that the image actually shakes really badly. So when I turn on the optical image stabilization with hybrid OIS, you can actually notice the difference. So okay, you see, so just hold on a second. Okay, so now it's on hybrid OIS on. So this is actually the maximum optical image stabilization that this camcorder offers. So you can see how much more stable that this optical image stabilization actually helps compared to if I turn it off. You can see how shaky the image is if I turn the optical hybrid OIS off. You can see how bad is it. And when I turn it on, so this shows that Panasonic hybrid OIS is really fantastic. So next, what I really love about this camcorder is the 28mm wide angle lens. So this 28mm wide angle lens allows you to film, everyone in the picture. So it's not really wide in a sense, but 28mm is just the nice angle to fit everyone in the picture. So if you want a slightly wider, a lens, Sony has actually offering at 26.8mm, but in my opinion, the slight difference is just very little. If you just think that you can't fit everyone in the picture, you can just step back a little bit, and it will work pretty good. So this next on the image, on the LCD screen, you can see this is actually the wireless multi-camera. You can use, actually it's just it's a really good features if you want to film all the happy moments in your life, your family members. This is one of the features that is really useful and fun to use. And next off is of course the Wi-Fi function. So what I love about Panasonic Wi-Fi function is that it allows a lot of things that you can do with the Wi-Fi. So the first of all is the remote shooting. You can actually control your camcorder with your smartphone or your tablet when you are connected to the Wi-Fi of the camcorder. So this is a common features that most camera has it. So I think that this is a must have when you're using it to shoot videos, because sometimes you want to record certain things. For example, if you are planning to shoot maybe an animal and you want to put your camcorder far away from you, and you can actually hit record if you're standing maybe 10 feet away. So this is really a very useful features. So the next is the real-time broadcasting. You can actually broadcast your video to Ustream, and it's actually a paid streaming. You gotta pay for it. So based on my opinion, if you really love or you really need to stream, then Ustream is the one of the option that you can use. You can't stream to YouTube, unfortunately. You have to use the Ustream because the Panasonic is built in with the Ustream feature. So the next is the baby monitor and also the home monitoring. So basically what this is actually using your camcorder to detect sound. So when the camcorder actually detects certain sound of movement, it will actually send an alert to your smartphone to actually alert you. For example, if the baby is crying, that will actually send a notification to your smartphone. So another good thing about having this Wi-Fi function is the ability to copy all your footages from the camcorder you have shot to your smartphone. So this is really a very convenient features. For example, if you are traveling and you didn't bring your laptop and you just want to view your footage on a bigger screen like on an iPad. So this is a very good features that I love. And do keep in mind, although if you want to share your videos, you got to shoot in the MP4 format. If you're shooting in the AVC HD format, you can't share your videos to your smartphone. So just here is the Panasonic V380 camcorder. So in my opinion, this Panasonic V380 is really a good camcorder because of the features that it offer, and for $300 is really a great buy. But if you are looking for a camcorder that actually has a microphone input, unfortunately Panasonic does not include a microphone input on their lower end Full HD camcorder. But in my opinion, having a camcorder like this is more of using it as a run and gun to film all your moments in your life. So having an external microphone is not really a necessity, but if it's good that Panasonic included it, but for me I think it's not really that important, because most of the time, even if there's a microphone input and if you want to film videos of your kids and of your friends, plugging in a microphone is quite troublesome, because you also need to mount your microphone somewhere else. So if you are a person who usually buy camcorders to actually do interviews for your school projects, or you have to do something where sound quality is really important, then of course I will ask you to look at camcorders like the Sony CX455, just to spend a couple more dollars and you can get a very good Sony CX455 camcorder. Based on my opinion, Sony CX455 is an amazing camcorder with great lens and a great recording format as well. Although if you want to spend a little bit less money, you can of course go to the Canon HFR800 to get the microphone input. But Canon HFR800 does not have this wide angle lens, and the lens quality is not as good as Sony's Zeiss lens. So if you are into good quality recording, and especially sound and video, I will highly recommend you to go with the Sony CX455 if microphone input is a concern. If not, for $300, Panasonic 380 is a great buy. And before I end this video, I will just show you some of the video that I've shot recently to my trip to Korea. It's just places of outdoors in daylight that I shot, so you get an idea of how this camcorder actually performs, because this Panasonic V380 actually uses the same lens as the Panasonic V270. Same goes to the sensor as well. So if you're filming in daylight and uses, for example, the 28 megabits MP4 format or 50 megabits MP4 format in daylight, the condition and the quality will be the same, and you will not actually notice any difference unless you are filming it in low light where lighting is an issue. So you can just look at the videos that I've shot, and I hope you enjoy what I've just shared with you guys. And if you love my videos that I've made, feel free to subscribe to my channel and give a thumbs up if you like my video. And in the coming videos that I'm gonna make, I'm just gonna share with you guys on how to actually use the Wi-Fi function of these Panasonic camcorders, and also teach you guys on how to use the menu settings on camcorder. This also applies to if you're having a Canon camcorder or Sony camcorder. So the menu settings is really useful if you are filming indoors and you want the best out of the camcorder. So it's very good features if you explore into manual. But for daytime, in my opinion, shooting in iAuto is the best, because if you were to shoot in manual, you have to do a lot of settings, and because if you're shooting outdoors, the lighting condition actually changes if you are moving a camcorder, for example, a bright place and suddenly towards a place with shadows. So if you have to shoot in manual, you have to keep adjusting your shutter speed, which is very troublesome. And this is all I've got to share with you guys, and just a little bit to keep in mind that this Panasonic V380 is a great camcorder, and also if you're planning to buy it, feel free to do so. This I can guarantee you won't regret it. I've been enjoying my Panasonic V270 since I first bought it, and I've made quite a number of videos and highlights, and you can feel free to check out my channel. There are some videos that I shot with this Panasonic camcorder if you have not. So thank you everyone for spending your time to watch my video. I hope you have a great day ahead. Thank you very much.